Hi students, friends, good afternoon to all. I welcome you all in this fluid mechanics practical session. Today, we are going to see the practical number 2, that is verification of Bernoulli's theorem. Okay. So theory part is not yet covered, as this part from this practical is from the unit number 4, and we are presently dealing with the unit number 1 only. So before we are going to conduct this practical, before conducting this practical, I will be telling you the basic. I will tell you the basic required, the basic concepts required to understand and to perform this practical. Okay. So the title of this practical is verification of Bernoulli's theorem. In your notebook, you can open your notebook and you can write down there title, practical number 2. Write down today's date. Then title, verification of Bernoulli's theorem. Then aim. The aim of this practical is to verify the Bernoulli's theorem. The aim of this practical is to verify Bernoulli's theorem. Okay. So let us understand what is Bernoulli's theorem first, and then before understanding the Bernoulli's theorem also, we will require to understand what are the various forms of energies, and then what are the heads. Okay, that we'll first of all discuss, and then we will go in details. Okay. So before explaining this Bernoulli's theorem, I would like to know from your side what are the various forms of energies. Yes. कौन सांगेल? What are the different forms of energies? You can unmute and tell your answers. Sanket.
Kinetic energy.
Kinetic energy. Okay. Kinetic energy. Then
Potential energy.
correct. Potential energy. Then anyone else? In physics, you might have learned these things in 11th or 12th. Different forms of energy. Yes, Ankita.
Thermal energy,
Okay. Thermal energy.
electrical energy,
Correct.
chemical energy,
Electrical energy, then chemical energy,
gravitational energy,
chemical energy, then gravitational energy. Gravitational energy, or we can here already have mentioned the potential energy. So it is not necessary to again write it as a gravitational energy. Anyone else? Sound energy is there. Then pressure energy, correct. So Mansi has given another form of energy as a pressure energy. Anything else? Light energy, right? So these are the various forms of energies, right? So most of the forms of energies you have told, and that are correct. So now, do you know what is the law of conservation of energy?
Energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. It can transfer from one form to another.
Correct. So Mayuri has given nice answer. The law of conservation of energy, it says that energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, but it can be converted from one form of energy to the another form. Right? Means out of these different forms of energies, one energy can be converted into the another form of energy, or any other energy can be converted to the other forms of energies. The basic example here we can say about the potential energy, conversion of potential energy to the kinetic energy. Suppose this is a building, there is one object on the building, and if we this object, it possesses the potential energy by virtue of its position, right? This object, it possesses the energy which is called as the potential energy. It is by virtue of its position from this ground. The ground पासून एक ठराविक अंतरावरती आहे, त्याच्यामुळे त्याच्यामध्ये एनर्जी आहे, it is possessing some form of energy, and it is given by the equation mgh, right? This is the form of potential energy. Now when we throw the stone down here, okay, if you push the stone, it will fall down, and simultaneously what is going to happen? This potential energy, it will be get converted into the kinetic energy, which is represented by liter of m square equation, right? So what is happening here? As we are moving down, this value of h, the total height, it was denoted by this letter h, right? It is decreasing. This height h is decreasing, means potential energy is decreasing here. But what is happening to kinetic energy? Kinetic energy, it will go on increasing because velocity will increase. Why velocity will increase? Because this object, it is governed by the gravity, and it is moving with the acceleration, that is acceleration due to gravity. Okay, 9.81 means its velocity is increasing with an rate of 9.81 meter per second square. So as velocity is going increasing, means kinetic energy will also go on increasing, right? So this is an example of law of conservation of energy. Here potential energy is getting converted into the kinetic energy, right? Now this Bernoulli's theorem, it is based upon this law of conservation of energy. Okay, this Bernoulli's theorem, this Bernoulli's theorem, it is based upon this law of conservation of energy. Okay, what it says, this Bernoulli is nothing but it is the name of one French engineer, okay, French scientist, we can say. He has developed this theory, and based upon his work, this theorem has been given the name as a Bernoulli's theorem. Okay, so what is the statement of Bernoulli's theorem? Bernoulli's theorem, it states that in a steady ideal flow of an incompressible fluid, इथपर्यंतचा पार्ट तुमच्या लक्षात नाही येणार लवकर. I will tell it one by one, the meaning of all words. The total energy at any point of the fluid is constant. Okay, what he's saying, it states that in a steady flow, so you are going to learn these different types of flows in unit number 3 or 4. I think unit number 3 is there, types of flows. Steady flow, then non-steady flow, then ideal flow, real flow, then uniform flow, non-uniform flow, then incompressible flow, compressible flow. There are different types of flows you are going to learn there. So here our point of interest is only steady flow. Steady flow means what? The flow in which the flow properties like velocity, then acceleration, okay, then discharge, these properties, or pressure, these properties, they do not changes with respect to time. So that kind of flow is called as the steady flow. Okay, so I will explain it in details. Say at 10 a.m. okay, there is a one pipeline, and we are measuring the discharge at particular point. At 10 a.m. The discharge at this particular point, it is 10 lps, for example, 10 lps, that is liter per second. That much flow is taking place at this particular point. Okay, then after 1 minute, if we measure the flow there, and if you are getting the same flow, that is 10 lps, Then again 10, 10, if you measure that discharge, again you are getting the same discharge, that is the 10 LPS. So what does it mean? The discharge is not changing with respect to time. Okay, so discharge, that is one property. Similarly, it can be applied to the pressure also. If the pressure is not changing with respect to time, or the velocity is not changing with respect to time, so what does it mean? Such kind of flow, it can be called as the steady flow. Okay, flow is steady, there is no change in the property with respect to time. And if these properties are changing, fluctuating, discharge at 10 a.m. it was 10 LPS, then again 10 a.m. it has become 9 LPS, and then at 10 it has become 12 LPS. What does it mean? This is varying. These properties are varying with respect to time. Such kind of flow is called as the unsteady flow. Okay. So this Bernoulli's theorem, while deriving this theorem, he has put some conditions. Okay, and that in that conditions only this Bernoulli's theorem is applicable. Like that we can say. So what is the first condition? The flow should be steady flow. Then flow should be ideal flow. So ideal fluid you have learned in previous one of the lectures. What is ideal fluid? Ideal fluid कशाला म्हणायचं? Can anyone tell? Yes. See, if you are not revising the concept what we have learned, if you don't do the revision, then it is very difficult to remember the things. Okay. You may be considering this subject as a very easy subject. Okay, but it is not like that. If you see the results of previous last 5 years or 10 years, it will be, you may observe that many students get failed in this particular subject. Okay, and you can take the university papers. Okay, and you can see how toughness of the paper is. It is not that much easy. Derivations are there, problems are there, and then theory part is there. Okay, theory part will be very less. Most of the times derivation and problems will be there in this, from this particular unit. Unless and until you know the theory part clearly, you cannot go for the derivation and to solve the problems. Okay, so do not take this subject lightly. Okay, you have to spend some time, you have to do somewhat hard work to get good marks, to become successful in this particular subject. Okay, if you don't remember the things which you have learned in 1 or 2 days back, then what does it mean? It means that you are not doing study, or even I can say you are not listening the lectures properly, right? You are at home and I don't know what you are doing there, but some of the students definitely they may not be listening it properly, seriously. Okay, they might be doing some other works at the back, and just they have started the video lecture and they are doing the different things. You have to concentrate fully on the lectures, whatever the things we are learning, and you are free to ask the doubts, the questions. So from the very first lecture, I am saying to you, if you are unable to understand any concept, you can ask freely whatever the doubt is there. Let it be a silly question. Okay, so no one is going to laugh at you. Okay, unless and until you ask the question, your doubt is not going to be get clear, and your interest in the subject is not going to get increased. So my intention behind saying all this thing is that everyone should understand and remember all the basic concepts of the fluid mechanics, not only for the this particular university examination. For the lifelong, you should remember the concepts. You don't know at which point of time in your life you are going to get helpful with this knowledge. ओके, आपल्याला माहित नसतं आपल्याला कधी उपयोगाला येऊ शकतो ते. ठीक आहे, तर फक्त एक्झामचा पॉईंट ऑफ व्ह्यू मनात न धरता आपल्याला फॉर द लाईफ लॉंग यू हॅव टू रिमेंबर द बेसिक कन्सेप्ट. दॅट शुड बी अवर attitude, that should be our intention of studying and learning. Okay, learning is for the lifelong process. So lifelong you should remember the things that are required. Some of the students, they may be saying that where this particular fluid mechanics is, that knowledge is going to be helpful. Okay, so already we have discussed this in the first lecture, I think, importance of this subject. Under that, I have told you what is the applications of this subject in water resources engineering. Then what are the applications of this subject in environmental engineering, right? Apart from this particular theoretical subject or civil engineering point of view, this subject is going to be helpful in our day-to-day life also. Okay, whenever the students who are having agricultural land, they can design their own drip irrigation system if they have the thorough knowledge about this subject. They can design their own pipeline at their field. They can design they can find out at what will be the HP of pump that will be required at our farm. Generally, what the farmers do, without considering the technical aspect, they go in the market and they bring the pump. Okay, it may be 5 HP or 10 HP like that. Okay, but if the actual requirement may be of the 5 HP, but they are putting their 7 HP pump or 8 HP pump or 10 HP pump. So what is the problem in that? Energy consumption is going to increase, then initial investment that will be more. If the 5 HP pump cost will be very less, then 10 HP pump will be costlier than that. So all these things, minute things, should be considered, because we are engineers, and the main intention or the what I can say objective of the engineer, it should be cost cutting or cost reducing without hampering the performance of that particular system, or without reducing its efficiency, right? So that intention, it should be there in our thinking and in our day-to-day life. You are going to become an engineer. So where I have asked you about this point, that is ideal flow, and I have asked you the question, what is the ideal fluid? And I think one of the student has put, Mansi has put the answer. The ideal fluid is having zero viscosity, correct? So whatever she has put, the answer is the correct one. Ideal fluid is the fluid, it is having zero viscosity. So the ideal flow is the flow of the ideal fluid, that is called as the ideal fluid. Means there will not be a viscosity and there will not be any kind of head loss. Okay, head loss means energy loss. त्या ठिकाणी कुठल्याही प्रकारचा असणार नाही, कारण त्या ठिकाणी viscosityच नाहीये. So if there is no viscosity, then there will not be any kind of friction loss or any kind of minor loss. Okay, then the flow will be ideal. Then flow will be incompressible fluid. Okay, incompressible means there are two types of fluids. We have I think I have not told you, it will be there in the unit number 3. Compressible fluid, yeah, we have discussed about when we are dealing with this definition of the ideal fluid. That time I have told you compressible fluid and incompressible fluid. Compressible fluid means the fluids which can get compressed when we apply the external force onto it. Okay, suppose for example this is a cylinder, and this cylinder contains some air or gases there, and this is the piston. If we press this piston here, it is going to move here in downward direction. It will move some amount, because gases are somewhat compressible in nature. Okay, there will be a change in the volume or the reduction in the volume which will take place when we press this particular piston. Okay, but in case of liquids, they do not shows the reduction in the volume, and because of this reason, all types of liquids are considered as incompressible fluids. Okay, so here we can say that incompressible fluids means it is the case of the liquids like water. Okay, so these conditions should be fulfilled, then and then only this Bernoulli's theorem is going to get verified, or it will be true. It will be, you can say it is the correct one. Okay, otherwise this will not hold true for the all other conditions. Okay, now here, if these conditions are fulfilled, satisfied, then what he says, the total energy at any point of the fluid is constant. Okay, suppose there is one system, pipeline is there, and in that particular pipeline, I have measured the total energy or total head at this particular section 1, and then I measure the total energy at section 2. This total energy at section 1 and total energy at section 2, this must be same. Okay, so according to this Bernoulli's theorem, it is based upon the law of conservation of energy. And what law of conservation of energy says? It says that energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, right? The same concept is applied here. Total energy at section 1, it will remain equal to, it will be equal to the total energy at section 2. Okay, and this total energy, it can be composed of different forms of energies. One form of energy, it can be converted into the another form of energies, but the summation of all energies, it will remain same, that is T1 equal to T2. Now what does this total energy means? Okay, so this is the Bernoulli's equation that I have told you, and now we are going to discuss in details about this. In this, under these conditions, this total energy at section 1 and total energy at section 2, it is going to remain same. Okay, but here from the fluid mechanics point of view, what does this total energy means? Okay, or total energy or total head, what does it mean? That we should know, or we should understand first. Here in fluid mechanics, just now we have seen the various forms of energies, 7-8 forms of energies we have seen, but all these forms of energies are not useful from the fluid mechanics point of view. Okay, fluid mechanics मध्ये हे सगळेच आपल्याला जे forms of energy आहेत, they are not that much helpful or useful because their magnitude will be very small in nature. For example, if you consider the sound energy, have you heard the that sound of the water flowing through the pipe? If you put your ear near to the pipe, you may hear some very small amount of noise of the water flowing through the pipe. As this form of energy, that is sound energy, its magnitude is very small as compared to the other forms of energies. This form of energy, it can be neglected. Similarly, electric energy, so it is not the concern of the electric energy here, right? So what about other form of energy? Magnetic energy, we can say there is another form. So these forms of energies, that are not going to be helpful here because they are not that forms of energies, they are not participating, or that forms of energies are not taking place, participating in this particular flow. So what we do here, we neglect all other forms of energies and we only consider the prominent energies. Okay, what are the prominent energies which are visible or which are important here? And that forms of energies are pressure energy, then kinetic energy, and potential energy. So only these three forms of energies are somewhat larger in magnitude as compared to the other forms of energies, and only these three forms of energies that are considered, and the summation of these three forms of energies, that is pressure energy plus kinetic energy plus potential energy, collectively we call it as a total energy. Okay, so at any section, when we say total energy, suppose section 1-1, at this section 1-1 we are saying the total energy at section 1-1 is equal to T1, then this T1 is nothing but it is the summation of this pressure energy, then kinetic energy and datum energy or potential energy. ह्या सगळ्यांची ऍडिशन म्हणजेच काय असते, हे टोटल एनर्जी असते. ठीक आहे. Now we have discussed that according to this Bernoulli's theorem, total energy remains same, that is T1, it must be equal to T2. Now here T2 is again it will be equal to pressure energy at this particular section, then kinetic energy at this section, and datum energy or potential energy at this section. Now here you may be thinking that then what is the new in this particular thing? See, pressure energy at this section 1-1 and this section 2-2, it may be different. Okay, because if the cross section area of the pipe is larger here and smaller here, or vice versa, then pressure energy is going to get changed. Okay, क्रॉस सेक्शन एरिया जर या ठिकाणी मोठा असेल, इथं कमी असेल किंवा इथं लहान असेल, इकडे मोठा असेल, त्या दोन्हीच्या केसमध्ये हे प्रेशर एनर्जी दोन्हीची सेम नसणार आहे. दॅट मीन्स pressure energy, if we represent it by, or pressure head, in terms of head we will discuss now, because in our mathematical expression we are going to use the heads, not energies. Okay, these heads are nothing but, you can see here, the instead of pressure energies, pressure head is written here, then kinetic head is written here, datum head is written here. These heads are nothing but it is the energy per unit volume, or per unit specific weight, specific mass, per unit density. Okay, so that is nothing but it is the head. Okay, so this pressure head is represented by letter P upon rho g. Then kinetic head is represented by letter V square upon 2g, and datum head is represented by letter Z. Okay, and the unit of this particular all types of heads, what will be the unit? See here, this head is nothing but it is the distance, or we can say it is the height or the column of liquid in a that can be observed in the piezometric tube. Okay, so practical मध्ये आपण बघणार आहोत that piezometric tube is nothing but it is a transparent tube ज्याच्यामध्ये because of pressure how much rise of liquid it has been taken place here. Okay, that rise of liquid is called as the pressure head, and that head it will be measured in the unit meter. Okay, so the unit of pressure head will be meter. Again, kinetic energy, kinetic head will be in meter, and datum head it will have the unit meter. So these things also we have to keep in mind. Okay, now here the pressure head at section 1, if the dimension, if the cross sections are not same, then these pressure heads will not be also same. That may be different. Okay, so what is going to happen if this pressure energy at section 1, pressure head at section 1 is smaller than pressure head at section 2, म्हणजे या ठिकाणचा pressure head जास्त असेल, then what is going to happen? This kinetic energy or datum energy, okay, if the datum is same, जर pipe horizontal असेल त्या केस मध्ये हे datum energy पण त्या ठिकाणी सेम होऊन जाते. Okay, pipe जर horizontal असेल, Z1 is nothing but it is the ground पासून किती height वरती pipe आहे, center of the pipe. जर pipe horizontal असेल, then Z1 and Z2 it will become same. It doesn't mean that the datum energy or datum head will be same. If the pipe is horizontal, in that case, if P1 is greater than P2 here, then what is going to happen? To maintain that same amount of energy, this pressure energy it will be converted into the kinetic energy. Pressure energy या ठिकाणी कमी झाली असेल तर kinetic energy वाढेल. प्रेशर या ठिकाणी वाढला असेल, प्रेशर एनर्जी किंवा प्रेशर हेड जर या ठिकाणी वाढला तर कायनेटिक हेड काय होईल या ठिकाणी कमी होईल, आणि टोटल एनर्जी जी आहे ती टोटल एनर्जी त्या ठिकाणी सेम राहील. ओके, दॅट मीन्स T1 इक्वल टू T2 हा त्या ठिकाणी सेम राहील, बिकॉज एनर्जी कॅन नेदर बी क्रिएटेड नॉर बी डिस्ट्रॉइड. आर यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? असं नाही होणार की या ठिकाणची कायनेटिक एनर्जी आणि या ठिकाणची कायनेटिक एनर्जी सेम आहे, ठीक आहे, पण या ठिकाणी प्रेशर एनर्जी कमी होती आणि या ठिकाणी वाढली. सो दिस थिंग इज नॉट गोइंग टू हॅपन. व्हॉट इज गोइंग टू हॅपन? जर या ठिकाणी प्रेशर एनर्जी वाढली तर याची कायनेटिक एनर्जी डेफिनेटली इट विल बी रिड्यूस्ड, ही कमी होईल. व्हाय इट विल रिड्यूस? सो देर आर डिफरंट रिझन्स बिहाइंड दॅट विल सी आफ्टरवर्ड्स, बट इट इज गोइंग टू रिड्यूस and total energy it will remain same. So this scientist Bernoulli, he has performed various experiments and he has come to conclusion that the total energy at any point of the fluid system is constant. Okay, what does it mean? T1 will be equal to T2. At any other section it will be equal to T3, or if we collectively instead of T1 is nothing but it is the addition of these three heads. Okay, so if we use the notation 1 for the section 1, then notation 2 for the section 2, and notation 3 for the section 3, then we can write down this Bernoulli's theorem in the form of mathematical equation, and that mathematical equation is called as the Bernoulli's equation. And this Bernoulli's equation can be represented like this. Okay, P upon rho g plus V square upon 2g plus Z is equal to constant. Okay, and you apply this Bernoulli's equation at 3 section, we can write here P1 upon rho g plus V1 square upon 2g plus Z1 equal to P2 upon rho g plus V2 square upon 2g plus Z2 plus dot dot dot. Like that we can write it n number of times. Okay, now here in this particular practical, what we are going to do here, we are going to find out the total energy or the summation of these forms of energy at various sections. There will be one pipe, horizontal pipe will be there. Okay, as the pipe is horizontal, we can neglect the datum head. Okay, datum head आपण त्या ठिकाणी neglect करू शकतो. Means this Z will be, it can be neglected, Z1 and Z2. So the form of energy, or you can say if it is there, you can write some constant value. If we say 1 meter of datum is there, then 1 meter we can write here. It eventually it will get cancelled, but we must write it here as The pipe will not be on the ground. It will be at some height from the ground. So we can add 1 meter of datum head in that. Okay. Now here, what I was telling you, there will be a pipe. आता आपल्याला काय करायचं आहे? We have to verify this Bernoulli's theorem. We have to check or we have to prove that total energy at section 1 is equal to total energy at section 2 is equal to total energy at section 3. Okay. So for that purpose, in this particular apparatus, what is done? It is done that tapered pipe is provided. Okay. Tapered pipe हा त्या ठिकाणी प्रोव्हाइड केलेला आहे. अशा टाइपचा पाईप आहे. This is a solid part. This is a solid part. Okay, and water will come from here and it will leave at this particular end exit. Okay, and this particular pipe, tapered pipe means what? Tapered pipe. Tapered pipe means the pipe having non-uniform diameter or non-uniform cross section. What is the meaning of non-uniform? It is not same at various locations. Generally, whatever the pipes we see, all pipes are uniform type of pipe. Okay, PVC pipe आपल्या शेतामध्ये किंवा घरी आपण पाहिला असेल तो कसा असतो युनिफॉर्म डायमीटर पाईप म्हणजे थ्रूआउट द सेक्शन इट विल हॅव द सेम डायमीटर राईट बट हिअर इन दिस पर्टिक्युलर एक्सपेरिमेंटल सेटअप you will observe a small 1 meter near about one pipe is there which is having tapered cross section. Means cross section here if you observe it will be highest, then it will go on reducing. Okay, at this particular point it will be minimum and again it will go on increasing. Okay, so why it is kept like this? It is deliberately kept like this to check or to change this pressure energy. जर हा पाईप युनिफॉर्म असेल तर आपल्याला या ठिकाणी प्रेशर डिफरन्स नाही भेटणार. ओके, प्रेशर हेड ची व्हॅल्यू सगळीकडे सारखीच असेल तर आपल्याला काय करायचं या ठिकाणी प्रेशर हेडची व्हॅल्यू बदलायची आहे. प्रेशर हेड बदलला की व्हेलॉसिटी हेड पण बदलेल राईट अँड दॅट वी हॅव टू ऑब्झर्व. असे या ठिकाणी या पाईप वरती देर आर नियर अबाउट 9 to 10 or 11 टाइप्स ऑफ पिझोमेट्रिक ट्यूब्स आर कनेक्टेड हिअर. या पाईप वरती कनेक्ट केलेले आहेत. ओके, त्याचा हा ओपन असेल या पाईप मधून. ओके, it will be inserted like this and when water enters inside this pipe, this water can be entered inside this particular piezometric tube. Okay, या piezometric tube मध्ये ते पाणी जे ते पाणी या ठिकाणी वाढायला चालू होतं. हे पाणी येत आल्यानंतर ठीक आहे. ज्या ठिकाणी क्रॉस सेक्शन एरिया जास्त आहे at any location where the cross section area is higher, the pressure energy will be more there and this water will rise inside the pipe more. Okay, and where I will rub this all things here. Okay, ज्या ठिकाणी क्रॉस सेक्शन एरिया मोठा आहे त्या ठिकाणी पाण्याची लेवल जास्त वाढेल. The place, the points or the section at which the cross section area is less, ज्या ठिकाणी कमी असेल त्या ठिकाणी पाण्याची लेवल ही कमी असेल आणि परत या ठिकाणी काय या पाईप मध्ये क्रॉस सेक्शन एरिया परत वाढत गेलेला आहे. So pressure energy again, pressure head it will go on increasing. This pressure head is observed by rise in water level. Okay, the surface of water level you can observe inside this piezometric tube. Okay, it will go on decreasing because cross section area decrease and again further it will go on increasing and you may observe there curve like this. Okay, parabolic shape, this concave shape like curve. It can be observed there. हा curve जो आहे काय? If you join all the water surfaces in that piezometric tube, then you can see the curve like this. The pressure energy will be minimum at this particular point. Then how we are going to measure this pressure head? हे जे piezometric tube आहेत या piezometric tube च्या साइडला या ठिकाणी स्केल प्रोव्हाइड केलेली असेल. ओके, स्केल प्रोव्हाइड केली असेल त्या स्केल वरती आपल्याला रीडिंग घ्यायचं आहे फक्त and that reading is nothing but it is the piezometric head. It is the height of water or column of water that has rise here inside the piezometric tube is nothing but it is the pressure head. Okay, so आपल्याला त्याचं रीडिंग आपल्याला या ठिकाणी भेटून जाईल. Then we have to find out what is the velocity head or kinetic head. Okay, how to measure this kinetic head? To find out this kinetic head, this is the formula that we have to use, v square upon 2g. But as we know the value of this g is 9.81, but what about the velocity? So here we are not going to measure the velocity directly. It is not possible here to measure the velocity at each section. ह्या प्रत्येक सेक्शनची आपल्याला व्हेलॉसिटी फाइंड आउट करायची आहे, लाईक V1, V2, V3, V4, V5 अशा वेगवेगळ्या व्हेलॉसिटीज आपल्याला त्या ठिकाणी फाइंड आउट करायची आहेत. अँड आफ्टर फाइंडिंग दिस व्हेलॉसिटीज वी हॅव टू पुट दॅट हिअर and you will get the kinetic energy at section 1, that is KE1, KE2, like that. Okay, आपल्याला प्रेशर हेड या प्रत्येक ठिकाणचा P1, P2, P3 असे भेटतील. ठीक आहे, म्हणजे व्हेलॉसिटी कशी फाइंड आउट करायची? टू फाइंड आउट दिस व्हेलॉसिटी वी यूज द फॉर्म्युला Q is equal to area into velocity. Okay, discharge Q is nothing but it is the discharge, has the equation, one of the equation is cross section area of the flow into velocity of flow. Okay, Q into A into V. So here we can write V is equal to Q divided by A. This A is nothing but it is the cross section area. Okay, cross section area of the flow. By using this equation, we can find out the velocity. So to find out this velocity, we must know what is the discharge of the flow and what is the rate of flow and what is the cross section area of the pipe. Now, if you observe there, the cross section area of the pipe is not uniform; it is varying. ओके, याची व्हॅल्यू आपल्याला ते मॅन्युफॅक्चर जे असतात त्यांच्याकडून आपल्याला याची व्हॅल्यू भेटलेली असते. वी कॅन नोट इट डाऊन. इफ यू डोंट गेट द क्रॉस सेक्शन एरिया ऑफ दिस ट्यूब्स, वी कॅन विथ द हेल्प ऑफ स्केल वी कॅन फाइंड आउट. ओके, जनरली दिस टेपर्ड पाईप इट इज रेक्टँग्युलर इन शेप. असा रेक्टँग्युलर टाईपचा पाईप असतो त्याच्यामध्ये. तर याच्या पण इनर डायमेन्शन्स त्या ठिकाणी जर मेजर केल्या तर आपल्याला त्याची क्रॉस सेक्शन एरिया आपल्याला इझिली करता येतो. लेंथ इंटू विड्थ, इफ यू डू दॅट यू विल गेट द क्रॉस सेक्शन एरिया. Okay, cross section area at each section it will be different, so we have to find out separately A1, A2, A3, and then we have to measure the discharge. In previous lecture we have discussed practical, we have discussed that how to measure the discharge. Okay, theoretically we have discussed about that, how to measure the discharge. Here in this particular practical only I am going to show you, or we are going to learn there how to measure the actual discharge. Okay, in practical, that we are going to learn, and that reading you can put there in the practical number 1 for the measurement of discharge. Okay, because the procedure will be same, so that's why I have not taken that particular thing repeatedly. The time was also shorting there. So here in today's practical we will learn how to measure this actual discharge. Then you can note down this reading in our practical number 1 table, right? So this kinetic energy you will get here. The discharge, once you measure the discharge will be same at every section. या ठिकाणी discharge it may be Q1, but it must be equal to Q2, it must be equal to Q3. Okay, it must be equal to Q3, Q4. Okay, हा प्रत्येक ठिकाणचा discharge हा सेम असतो. Again, this discharge remains same. It is based upon the law of conservation of mass. जसे बर्नौलीज थेरम लॉ ऑफ कन्झर्वेशन ऑफ एनर्जी वरती बेस आहे, तसंच हा जो कंटिन्युटी इक्वेशन म्हणतो आपण याला, Q1 equal to Q2 equal to Q3. This continuity equation, it is based upon the law of conservation of mass. Means mass can neither be created nor be destroyed. Okay, so that is the law of conservation of mass. So discharge remains same. प्रत्येक ठिकाणचा discharge सेम असतो. त्यामुळे एकदा discharge आपण फाइंड आउट केला, then it is not necessary to again go for the calculation. This same Q we have to use, and here we divide this Q by A1 to get the velocity V1. The same Q will be divided by area A2, okay, to get the velocity V2. एरिया जर लहान होत गेला तर या ठिकाणी velocity वाढत जाईल. सो एरिया सगळ्यात कमी कुठे आहे? या ठिकाणी. ठीक आहे, म्हणजे सगळ्यात जास्त velocity कुठे असेल? ऍट दिस पर्टिक्युलर पॉइंट. या ठिकाणी सगळ्यात जास्त असेल. सगळ्यात कमी कुठे असेल? ज्या ठिकाणी क्रॉस सेक्शन एरिया सगळ्यात जास्त आहे. हा एरिया वाढला म्हणजेच काय झालं? velocity या ठिकाणी कमी होईल. ठीक आहे. So this kinetic energy will be maximum at this particular point, it will be minimum at this point. Okay, and what about the pressure energy here? Pressure head will be minimum here and maximum here. Okay, pressure head या ठिकाणी minimum असेल, but kinetic energy will be maximum. In this particular case, here and here, pressure energy will be maximum, pressure head will be maximum, but velocity head will be minimum. Okay, what does it mean? It shows that the total energy, it remains same at every point. And here at the end, what we have to verify? We have to verify that pressure head plus kinetic head or velocity head, that of section 1, whether it is equal to the total energy at section 2 or equal to section 3 or equal to section 3. असे प्रत्येकाचा आपण टोटल हेड काढणार आहे and we are going to compare it with each other. If it is coming same, then we can say that Bernoulli's theorem is verified. If it is not coming same or nearly same, never we will get the same potential that total head for the all section. Okay, total head means T1 equal to T2 equal to T3. कंडिशन आपल्याला कधीच भेटत नाही, एक्झॅक्टली व्हॅल्यूज आपल्याला कधीच भेटत नाहीत, बट what will happen, we will get the near about values. If it is coming for example 21.8 meter, then it will be 21.3 meter, like that. Some variation it will be there at all types of readings. प्रत्येक वेळेस आपण जर रिडिंग घेतल्या तर प्रत्येक वेळेस आपल्याला त्या ठिकाणी व्हेरिएशन हे पाहायला भेटतं, कारण this Bernoulli's theorem, it is applicable for steady, incompressible and ideal conditions. But while performing the practicals, it is not guaranteed that all these conditions will be satisfied. Okay. The very thing is that water is not ideal fluid. It is having some viscosity. Then the steady flow, it may not be maintained there because of the fluctuation of the voltage. Then again, there are different types of losses in the pipe. As water is not a ideal fluid, there will be a friction loss. Okay, or there can be any other types of losses, and because of this the total energy at various section it will differ somewhat by some amount. Okay, but it may be near about, it will be same. Okay, so from that again at last we have to plot this graph for this total energies. Okay, on the x-axis there will be pipe number or piezometric tube number or cross section, and y-axis there will be a total head or total energy. Right, for the pipe number 1, what was the total energy, that we will plot here. For the pipe number 2, what is the total energy? For pipe number 3, what is the total energy? After plotting these particular points, we will join these points and we will see whether we are getting the straight line curve, straight line graph. Okay, in ideal condition, this line, it should be like this. Okay, horizontal line we should get straight line, because Bernoulli's theorem says that total energy at any section it remain same. So if it is total energy of the all section is same, then we will get here straight line. Okay, and if it is somewhat fluctuating, then we will get this kind of fluctuations in that particular graph. Okay, yes, which is incompressible. Mayuri, do you have a question?
No sir, ते ideal fluid चं सांगितलं होतं मग. Ideal fluid is incompressible.
Okay. So I think most of the theory part I have told here right now. Let us see here. This is the apparatus that is used for this particular practical verification of Bernoulli's theorem. You can observe here. This is the sump tank. हा जो खालचा टँक आहे, this tank is called as the sump tank. Okay, this tank is called as the discharge measuring tank. Discharge measuring tank, or it is also called as the collecting tank. Collecting tank. Okay. Here, when we start the motor, हे पंप ज्यावेळेस आपण सुरू करतो, स्विच ऑन करतो, at that time this water will go inside this this pipe is called as the suction pipe. This is the delivery pipe, inlet pipe, outlet pipe also we can say. Water will enter inside this particular pipe and it will be thrown inside this particular box or tank. There are two tanks. This is one tank, this is another tank, and these two tanks are connected by these pipes. And you can observe here, this is a tapered pipe here. Okay, a tapered pipe, a transparent tapered pipe. And these piezometric tubes are connected here. And the scales are also attached here near to the piezometric tube for the measurement of pressure head. Pressure head चे measurement करण्यासाठी या ट्यूबच्या शेजारी या ठिकाणी स्केल बसवलेले आहेत. And you may observe there some graph like this. असा आपल्याला ग्राफ त्या ठिकाणी पाहायला भेटतो. Okay, when we are going to take the reading, when we start the pump, water enter inside this, simultaneously water will start to move here inside this. So initially we have to keep this wall closed, okay, so that water will rise inside this tank. Okay, जर हा आपण ओपनच ठेवला तर काय होईल, हे येणारं पाणी सगळं इथून वाहून जाईल कंटिन्युअसली, राईट. सो वी हॅव टू क्लोज दिस वॉल सो दॅट वॉटर विल राईज इनसाइड दिस टँक ऑल्सो. अँड या टँक मध्ये पाणी वाढलं तरच हे पाणी या ठिकाणी पण वाढायला चालू होईल. ठीक आहे. या दोन्ही टँक मध्ये जर वॉटर लेवल सेम, आपण काय करायची, वॉटर लेवल आपल्याला विथ जजमेंट वी हॅव टू फिक्स दिस वॉटर लेवल, वी हॅव टू कंट्रोल दिस. वॉल कधीपर्यंत बंद ठेवायचं आहे, जेवढे आपल्या डिझायर्ड लेवल ऑफ वॉटर त्या ठिकाणी येत नाही तोपर्यंत हे चालू बंद ठेवायचा आणि त्याच्यानंतर ओपन ठेवायचं. जर हा तुम्ही कंटिन्युअस बंद ठेवला देन व्हॉट इज गोइंग टू हॅपन, पाणी तर इथून आतमध्ये यायला लागेल, हे पाणी वाढत 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 जाईल आणि एक पॉईंट असेल की पाणी इथून वरून खाली पडायला लागेल, त्या ट्यूब मधून पण एका वेळेस पडायला लागेल पाणी बाहेर. ओके. सो दॅट थिंग वी हॅव टू, दॅट केअर वी हॅव टू टेक दॅट आफ्टर सर्टन predetermined height we have to open this wall. Okay, not completely, partially we have to open. If you completely open then what is going to happen, हे परत सगळं पाणी इथून बाहेर पडायला लागेल. ओके, म्हणजे हे त्या ठिकाणी परत हे लेवल जे वॉटरची लेवल हे खाली यायला लागेल. वी हॅव टू मेक दिस वॉटर लेवल स्टॅबिलाइज. पाण्याची लेवल आपल्याला याच्यामध्ये स्टेबल करायची, स्टेबलाइज करायची, सो दॅट वी हॅव टू कंट्रोल दिस वॉल अकॉर्डिंगली. ओके, हा वॉल आपला असा कंट्रोल करायचा आहे की जेणेकरून ही वॉटर लेवल या ठिकाणी पिझोमेट्रिक ट्यूब मध्ये हे स्टेबल राहील. जोपर्यंत वॉटर लेवल या ठिकाणी स्टेबल होत नाही, फ्लक्च्युएशन कमी होत नाही, तोपर्यंत आपण या ठिकाणी रिडिंग नाही घेऊ शकत. फॉर एक्झाम्पल, जर या ठिकाणी पाण्याची लेवल अशी फ्लक्च्युएट होत असेल सारखी, देन विच रिडिंग यू आर गोइंग टू टेक, वेदर दिस रिडिंग ऑर दिस रिडिंग. ओके, सो दॅट्स वाय वी हॅव टू ट्राय टू मेक दिस स्टेबल. ओके, इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल टू कम्प्लिटली मेक इट स्टेबल. Practically it is somewhat difficult to make it stable. It will remain at one point only. There will be some fluctuation in the water level, but at that time you have to make it average. Okay, जेव्हा जी लोअर लेवल आहे ती तुम्ही त्या ठिकाणी पकडू शकता त्याची मॅक्सिमम हाईट. ओके, and then we will get the reading of pressure head through this piezometric tube. ठीक आहे. देन आपल्याला या ठिकाणी काय पाहिजे, व्हेलॉसिटी हेड काढायचं आहे. v स्क्वेअर अपॉन 2g हे आपला त्याचा फॉर्म्युला आहे. मग आपल्याला प्रत्येकाची व्हेलॉसिटी हेड काढायचा प्रत्येक ठिकाणचा, दॅट इज v1 स्क्वेअर अपॉन 2g प्लस v2 स्क्वेअर अपॉन 2g देन v3 स्क्वेअर अपॉन 2g हे फाइंड आउट करायचं आहे. मग आपण या ठिकाणी डिस्चार्ज व्हेलॉसिटी काढण्यासाठी तुम्हाला फॉर्म्युला मी सांगितलं आताच, v इज इक्वल टू q अपॉन a. ओके, a1 it may be a2 a3 a4 like that. Then how to measure the discharge? To measure the discharge we need to take the help of this tank. Okay, for when we start measuring the discharge, at that time what we have to do, we have to close this wall. वॉल मधून हे पाणी कंटिन्युअसली बाहेर पडते, बरोबर आहे. हा वॉल काय करायचा, क्लोज करायचा आहे. देन हिअर वी सेट सम प्रीडिटरमाइंड इनिशियल लेवल. स्टार्ट पॉइंट जो आहे ते स्टार्ट पॉइंटचे आपण या ठिकाणी वॉटर लेवल या ठिकाणी फिक्स करतो. फॉर एक्झाम्पल 10 सेंटीमीटर मीन्स ॲट 10 सेंटीमीटर ज्यावेळेस पाण्याची लेवल येईल, ॲट दॅट टाइम we are going to start the stopwatch. आपण stopwatch start करणार आहोत. Okay, when this water level hits the 10 centimeters level, then we will start the stopwatch. Then we will wait here to reach this water level to a particular predetermined level. For example, जर आपण 20 सेंटीमीटरचा त्या ठिकाणी आपल्याला राईज पाहिजे असेल, then 10 plus 20 it means 30 सेंटीमीटर. जोपर्यंत ही वॉटर लेवल 30 येत नाही तोपर्यंत आपण काय करणार आहोत, that time it will run there. And when this water level hits here 30 centimeter, at that time we are going to stop the stopwatch. जो आपला stopwatch आहे तो आपण त्या ठिकाणी बंद करणार आहे. And then we will note down the reading of the time, means to raise the water from this level to this level, how much time it has taken. That much time, for example, say 45 seconds. That time in seconds we have to note it down in our notebook. ठीक है. After noting this time, the discharge is nothing but it is the volume of water collected divided by the time. Now how to calculate this volume of water collected? For that purpose, this is the tank and this is the cross section area. The cross section area आपल्याला माहित पाहिजे आणि याची राईज आपण या ठिकाणी घेतली 20 सेंटीमीटर. So this to raise this water by 20 centimeter, how much time it has taken? So you will get the volume. Cross section area multiplied by the rise in the water level, you will get the volume. That volume divided by time, you will get the discharge. Okay, प्रत्येक ठिकाणचा डिस्चार्ज तुम्हाला भेटेल, Q1 Q2 Q3 हे डिस्चार्ज भेटतील. And when you will divide all these discharges, it will be same. Okay, so it is not necessary to find out this Q1 Q2 Q3 separately. Once only we have to measure the discharge. Okay, and that will be same for everywhere. So the same discharge Q we have to use to find out V1. The equation will be V1 equal to Q upon A1. Then similarly A2 or V2 means equation will be Q divided by A2. Similarly V3 will be equal to Q divided by A3. Right. Like this, we will measure the velocities and then we will find out what is the velocity head or kinetic head. This pressure head already we have got here P upon rho g. When we add this pressure head, velocity head, then we will get the total head at this section. Okay. Similarly, we will get the total head at all sections, and then from that we can conclude whether the Bernoulli's theorem is verified or not. Okay. And then after taking this reading, we have to open this wall. Otherwise, what is going to happen? This wall is closed, water is coming from this. And again here, when this tank will fulfill, the water will start to overflow from the tank. वेळेस आपले रिडिंग येऊन पूर्ण होतं त्यावेळेस हा भाग परत ओपन करायचा आहे सो दॅट द कंटिन्युटी विल बी मेंटेन देअर राईट इज देअर एनी डाउट इन दिस टिल नाउ this is the procedure. I'm going to, just now we have discussed about this procedure. Observation and observation tables. So you have to note it down in your notebook. First of all, write down your observations. In observation, you can write area of the collecting tank. The tankचा जो क्रॉस सेक्शन एरिया आहे तो त्या ठिकाणी दिलेला आहे. One more observation is required here, that is cross section area of the tapered pipe at various section. What is the cross section area of the pipe? The pipe is like this, tapered. Okay, या ठिकाणी सेक्शन काय, या ठिकाणी काय, या ठिकाणी काय, हे पण आपलं ऑब्झर्वेशन मध्ये त्या ठिकाणी लिहिता येईल. A1, A2, A3. Just now write down this area of the collecting tank, 0.3 meter, 32 meter to 0.38 meter is equal to this much meter square. Then below that, write down there observation table for discharge, or you can just write down table for the discharge. Make a table of 5 columns and 4 rows. Everyone has to note it down because there will be a write-up submission is there. You have to write down the journal, or you can say manual. You have to write it all those things that are given in that manual, and you have to note down these readings there in the table. In first column there is a run number. See, अशा आपण 2-3 रीडिंग घेणार आहोत. ओके, पहिला त्याच्या रीडिंग झालं, त्याच्यानंतर काय करणार आहोत आपण, वी आर गोइंग टू चेंज द डिस्चार्ज. We will need maybe more than or less than the previous one. असे 3 रीडिंग घेणार आहोत. Then we can compare that readings, or we can at least take the 2 readings. Reading it will take time, also calculation will take time. Minimum 2 readings we will take, and then we will compare. Is it over? Is it over or not? Okay, near about 1 hour is going to complete it here. So do it fast. झालं का?
हो सर.
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is the table for calculation of total head. तुमची नोटबुक मध्ये ही अशी तुमची जर नोटबुक असेल तर त्या नोटबुक मध्ये असा आडवं या ठिकाणी हा टेबल तयार करा. आडव्या पद्धतीने या ठिकाणी असा टेबल जो आहे, कारण असं उभा जर केला तर बसणार नाही. त्याच्यामध्ये नंबर ऑफ कॉलम्स भरपूर आहेत, ते बसणार नाहीत त्याच्यामध्ये. त्यामुळे आडवा एक टेबल त्या ठिकाणी तयार करा. टेबल फॉर कॅल्क्युलेशन ऑफ टोटल हेड. You can take this only 2 runs. A third हे आता सध्या राहू द्या, फक्त 2च हे करा. पहिला रो जो आहे पिझोमेट्रिक ट्यूब नंबर, हे 1 2 3 these are the tube numbers. Okay, 1 2 3 these are the tube numbers which are connected to the tapered pipe. टेपर्ड पाईपला त्या ठिकाणी कनेक्ट केलेले हे ट्यूब नंबर आहेत. ठीक आहे, पिझोमेट्रिक ट्यूब नंबर. आणि त्या ट्यूबच्या खाली जो पाईप आहे त्या पाईपचा क्रॉस सेक्शन एरिया किती आहे, तो क्रॉस सेक्शन एरिया या ठिकाणी दिलेला आहे. ठीक आहे, त्याचं युनिट आहे मीटर स्क्वेअर. 8.0 इंटू 10 to the power -4, 7.0 इंटू 10 to the power -4, 5.0 इंटू 10 to the power -4, again 4.0 into 10 to the power -4, 3.0 into 10 to the power -4, 2.0 into 10 to the power -4, 1.8, 1.8, 2.5, 3.5 and 5.0 into 10 to the power -4. असे हे क्रॉस सेक्शन एरियाचे व्हॅल्यू लिहून घ्या. त्याच्यानंतर रन नंबर 1 साठी व्हॉट इज द प्रेशर हेड. प्रेशर हेड ज्यावेळेस आपण मेजर करू त्यावेळेस त्याच्या व्हॅल्यू या ठिकाणी लिहून द्यायचे. At that time we have to write down this all pressure head here. Then velocity head. हा velocity head नाही, velocity फक्त ही velocity आपल्याला या ठिकाणी लिहायची. ही velocity कशी येणार, आपण डिस्चार्जचा वापर करून काढणार आहोत. डिस्चार्ज साठी आपण याच्या अगोदरच्या स्लाइड वरती जो टेबल काढलेला आहे दॅट इज फॉर द मेजरमेंट ऑफ डिस्चार्ज. दॅट डिस्चार्ज डिवाइडेड बाय दिस क्रॉस सेक्शन एरिया. हा A1 जर काढला तर आपल्याला या ठिकाणी velocity भेटून जाईल, V1 भेटून जाईल. द सेम क्रॉस डिस्चार्ज divided by this area, you will get this velocity V2. The same discharge divided by this area, you will get velocity V3. Okay. Likewise, we have to find out this velocity. Then we will find out the velocity head. What we have to do? We have to just do the square of this velocity and divide it by 2z. That is v square upon 2z. हे आपण या ठिकाणी व्हॅल्यू टाकून द्यायची. Then datum head, you can write it here 1 meter from the ground surface. How much above it is. So every section you can write it here 1 meter. Or प्रत्येकाचा आपल्याला चेक करणं थोडं जरा डिफिकल्ट आहे. देयर इज अ टेपर्डनेस इज पाईप इज देअर बट समवॉट डिफिकल्ट. सेंटर लाईन पासूनच आपण हे डिस्टन्स या ठिकाणी पकडूया. ठीक आहे, सेंटर पाईपच्या सेंटर पासून किती, ग्राउंड सरफेस पासून किती अंतरावरती हा पाईपचा सेंटर आहे असं आपण जर त्या ठिकाणी कन्सिडर केला. Then datum will be same for all the pipes. Okay, it will be 1 meter. So the same datum can be kept here 1 meter for the every reading. Okay, and after finding this velocity head and then the pressure head and datum head, just we have to add these heads. This pressure head plus velocity head plus datum head, you will get the total head. Similarly, total head of the two will be here. Okay, after writing this, what we have to do? We have to plot the graph that you will see on the next slide. Do it fast. I will send you the write-up of this practical number 1, practical number 2 to you. You write down this write-up in your notebook or loose papers. Then you have to scan it, convert that in PDF, and then you can resend it to me. Okay, back. I will share you the Google form. In that Google form, you have to submit that practicals. Also, go on writing your assignments, questions simultaneously. जसा पॉइंट आपला कव्हर होत जाईल तसे त्या प्रश्नाचे उत्तर तुम्ही त्या ठिकाणी त्या नोटबुक मध्ये लिहा. Otherwise, at the end, it will become burden to you to write down all the things right up. Is it over?
Yes, sir.
कोणाचं राहिले का? हा जो टेबल आहे सेमच टेबल या ठिकाणी रिपीट आहे रन नंबर 2 साठी. त्यामुळे एक जरी तुमचा हा पर्टिक्युलर रन नंबर 1 चा झाला असेल तर तेच रिपीट तुम्हाला या ठिकाणी द्यायचं. सो इट इज नॉट दॅट मच डिफिकल्ट फॉर यू. Then comes the calculation part. Okay, how we are going to do the calculation part? First of all, pressure head. Okay, actual measure. आपण कसं मेजर करणार आहोत? With the help of piezometric tube. Height of the water in the manometer, or you can say in the piezometer. It will be better to write here piezometer, right, instead of that manometer. Manometer is a general term. So there, in this particular practical only, you are going to learn there how to measure the pressure head. Okay, आपल्या प्रॅक्टिकल नंबर 1 मध्ये आपण एक पहिला जो टेबल आहे आपला मेजरमेंट ऑफ द प्रेशर हेड किंवा प्रेशर एनर्जी विथ द हेल्प ऑफ मेजरमेंट ऑफ प्रेशर इंटेन्सिटी विथ द हेल्प ऑफ पिझोमेट्रिक ट्यूब. त्याचा जो टेबल तुम्ही तयार केला आहे ज्याच्यामध्ये हेड आहे आणि त्याच्यानंतर पुढच्या याच्यामध्ये प्रेशर इंटेन्सिटी, राईट. म्हणजे तुम्हाला हा पण तुमच्या ह्या जे रिडिंग आहेत ह्या रिडिंग तुम्ही त्या ठिकाणी लिहू शकताय पहिल्या टेबलसाठी. आणि दुसरा आपण डिस्चार्ज पण या ठिकाणी मेजर करतोय. डिस्चार्जचा पण फॉर्म्युला या ठिकाणी आहे, राईट. आणि डिस्चार्ज कसा मेजर करायचा आपण त्या ठिकाणी बघणार आहोत. द सेम रिडिंग यू कॅन पुट देअर. म्हणजे हे दोन तुमचे त्या ठिकाणी प्रॉब्लेम सॉल्व्ह होऊन जातात. त्याच्यानंतर डिफरन्शियल मॅनोमीटरची जी रिडिंग आहेत त्याचं कसं घ्यायचं ते आपण पुढच्या प्रॅक्टिकलमध्ये आपण एका प्रॅक्टिकलमध्ये आपण बघणार आहोत. ठीक आहे, त्यावेळेस तिथले रिडिंग इकडे याच्यामध्ये टाकून द्यायचे. म्हणजे तुमचं प्रेशर मेजरमेंट आणि डिस्चार्ज मेजरमेंटच्या रिडिंग्स जे आहेत ते त्या ठिकाणी होऊन जाईल. Write down this formula for the discharge measurement. Area of the tank into rise of water in the water level divided by time to rise of the water level in the tank. Unit meter cube per second. And how to find out the velocity? V is equal to Q upon A. Then velocity V square upon 2G. Do it fast. It's not supporting the upper superscript. Is it over?
Yes, sir.
If it is not over, then tell me, because this is important. If you don't know how to
1 minute.
Okay, if you don't know how to do the calculation, then how you are going to calculate that total energy? This is P upon gamma. Here we are not going to use this formula. We may get confused. हे formula कुठे आपण P कुठे find out करतो आणि हे gamma, that is rho z or gamma कुठे पण या ठिकाणी find out करू. हे डायरेक्टली आपल्याला कुठे भेटते? हे प्रेशर पिझोमेट्रिक ट्यूब जे आहेत, पिझोमेट्रिक ट्यूब मध्ये आपण डायरेक्टली मेजर करतो. त्यामुळे या ठिकाणी प्रेशर हेड कॅल्क्युलेट करण्यासाठी कॅल्क्युलेशनची गरज नाही आहे तुम्हाला. त्यानंतर डेटम हेडला पण कॅल्क्युलेशन नाही आहेत. कॅल्क्युलेशन कशाला? फक्त व्हेलॉसिटी हेड हे काढण्यासाठी कॅल्क्युलेशन आहेत. झाल्यानंतर सांगा मला. Is it over?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
सर पाठीमागची चार्टची स्लाइड दाखवा एकदा.
Pressure head, velocity head, datum head, total head.
हा झालं.
नेक्स्ट, आता हे आपण काय करणार? कॅल्क्युलेशन केल्यानंतर आपण काय करणार? ह्या टेबलमध्ये टोटल हेडची व्हॅल्यू टाकणार प्रत्येकाची, आणि टोटल हेडची व्हॅल्यू टाकल्यानंतर आपल्याला या ठिकाणी लक्षात येतं की बाबा टोटल हेड हा प्रत्येक ठिकाणी जो आहे तो नियर अबाउट सेम आहे. समवॉट फ्लक्च्युएशन विल बी देअर. ओके. आणि तोच टोटल हेड जो आहे तो आपल्याला या ठिकाणी ग्राफमध्ये असा ग्राफ त्या ठिकाणी काढायचा. एक्स ऍक्सिस वरती या ठिकाणी आहे पिझोमेट्रिक ट्यूब नंबर or the section number there, and on the y-axis there is a total head in meter. Okay, हे प्लॉट केल्यानंतर काय करायचं? जे पॉईंट आपल्याला सेक्शन 1 साठी, ह्या 1 पाईप साठी किती टोटल हेड आलाय तो त्या ठिकाणी प्लॉट करा. या ठिकाणी पॉईंट टाका. 2 साठी किती आलाय तो पॉईंट टाका, आणि हे पॉईंट जॉईन केल्यानंतर तुम्हाला या ठिकाणी ग्राफ भेटतो. and this graph it should be nearly straight. Okay, exactly straight नाही येणार, but it will be nearly somewhat straight graph. You should get it. Okay. So, and at last parts come the conclusion. From the result table of the total head, it can be said that Bernoulli's theorem is verified, and from the graph, it can be seen that total energy is nearly same for the different section of the pipe. Okay, so this was about the theory part about this practical number Bernoulli's theorem. Now here we are going to see the actual practical. We are going to observe the readings. You will note it down, that readings. And after noting that readings, you have to do the calculations, and you have to calculate the total head, and you can tell me that total heads, and plot the graph. If you have the graph paper, you can plot the graphs also. Okay. Here, now we are going to stop this theory part, then we will perform the actual practical. Okay. So we'll stop this particular video.